So to make the empanadas or empanaditas, which means little empanadas, you got to brown up some meat. We call this picadillo. So I'm going to season up this brown meat. I have 5 pounds in the Instapot. I could do it on a stovetop, but I really am pressed for time. So I'm going to brown this up. I'm going to add some garlic powder because usually you could, fresh garlic with salt and oregano. That's called adobo. I don't have any right now, so I'm going to use some garlic powder with oregano and some salt. But I'm also going to put some pepper in there and let that brown. And then I'll put the lid on so that it cooks throughout at a speedier rate because I have other things I have to do while that's cooking, so I can't babysit it. So let me get my spices. There are my spices. So I have my Costco granulated garlic. I have oregano dried from my garden. I have my pink Himalayan sea salt and pepper. I actually did put a little bit of avocado oil in the bottom so that my meat didn't stick because this is a pretty lean beef. But of course you could use any beef. So I'm gonna add, here we go. I'm gonna add some garlic because we love garlic in Puerto Rico. Garlic. Gonna put a nice handful of salt because I have 5 pounds of meat in there. All right, so nice salt. Gonna put a lot of oregano, at least 2 handfuls. So basically adobo is we mash the garlic with salt and oregano and make like a paste, and that's what we slather all over the meat. So we cook that with meat, chicken, fish, pork, beef. We put it on all our meat. It's so good, very garlicky. So I'm gonna get this browning and then I will put the pressure on so that it gets cooked a lot quicker. So now for the sofrito, which flavors the sauce. I'm making the sofrito with cilantro, and then I have frozen peppers from the CSA and my garden, and frozen onions from the CSA. Oh, and I need garlic cloves. I'll get the garlic cloves, but you put that all in the blender, blend the crap out of it. If it gets stuck, just add some water, and then that is your base. So let me get the garlic. Hold up. So there you go. Got the garlic in there. And then I'm going to put this whole bunch of cilantro in there. I'm going to take my onions. Yes, they're frozen, but I sliced them up. I just knew I wasn't going to be using them right away. So whenever my onions and peppers have been sitting there for a while, I slice them up and I freeze them. And they're great for sautés and stir fries. So here's my peppers. These are just sweet peppers. Ooh, sorry. Sorry. So as long as you can see all that going in. So you got the cilantro, you got the onions, and you got the peppers. And down in the bottom, you got the garlic. There you go. So put that in. Close the top. Sorry. I do this all with one hand. I'm amazing. Okay. There you go. And now I'm going to put a little bit of water to get it really going. Hold up. So there you go. I added the sofrito, a nice big dollop of it, big spoonful into the meat. Then I have tomato sauce, organic tomato sauce. Since this is 5 pounds, I have these. What are these? These are 15 ounces. So I have 2 15-ounce cans. I'm going to throw that in there. I think that's all I need. I don't think I need a 3rd can. I do have one on standby. So let me just mix it all up. Yeah, I think that might be enough. 2 cans. Now I make a lot of this meat because I am making quite a bit. And even though the wonton wrappers don't actually have a lot of meat in them, so I do have a lot left over, we actually do like to eat it in, excuse me, on top of rice. We like it on white rice. So yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it at that. Gonna put the lid on. I'm going to manual, 20 minutes should be good, and let it go. Come on, Instapot. There you go. So while that's cooking, I get to clean up and do some other stuff, and then I'll assemble all of the empanadas to start frying. I'm gonna get my pans going. I use avocado oil. I'm gonna use my cast irons because I have to make quite a few of these for the party. So I'll show you that whole production. So for the leftover sofrito, I put it in one of these Chinese soup containers, and I'm going to keep it in the refrigerator. I do like to put them in ice cube trays and freeze them and then put them in a Ziploc, so I always have it in case I don't use it fast enough. But for now, I'm just going to stick it into the refrigerator until I'm ready to make ice cubes out of it. So that I can have it available, because I don't cook Spanish food all the time. So sofrito, because you can make quite a bit, as you can see, and have a lot left over, at least I could have it available when I am going to cook it in ice cube frozen format. All right. So the meat is done. I got to admit, this is the first time I did it in an Instapot, but I really had so much going on that I really couldn't babysit the meat. So Instapot took care of it. As you saw, I browned it a little bit before I added all the seasonings. I'm just going to taste it. It looks really, really hot, but I'm going to taste it to make sure there's enough salt. And then I'll start wrapping up the empanadas so that I can fry them. Okay, so here's my little assembly station of the wonton small empanadas, as they call it, empanaditas. So I'll just show you one. I'll do 2 at a time. I'll do 2 for now to show you, because I have actually 100 to make, so I'm not going to videotape all that. But what I do is I have a glass of some warm water, room temperature. It's been sitting here for a while. Temperature actually doesn't matter. But you dip your fingers in it, your washed hands, and I actually just put water on 2 of the sides. So I make like an L. And I try to put these wonton wrappers down with the flour side sticking up, because when the flour and the water mix, that's what makes like a glue. On the other side, there might be less. So I try to always put the side that has the most flour up so that it actually becomes like a glue. Then I take a spoonful of the meat, and these are really tiny, so they don't even require that much meat. I mean, that's even too much. It's like a teaspoon almost. Really, really small amount. There you go. And then from side to side, you just close it up and seal it. Oops. And some of the meat mixture juices will drip out. I'm always cleaning this table, this counter. See, and then you fold it up and it actually sticks. And then this is what goes in the fryer. So let me do the other one. And there you have it. So these are the mini empanaditas. They literally take a few seconds to fry. Oops. See, now this one broke. That's why I have like 100 of them. I'm still going to throw it in, but it might spit out a lot. Yeah, I'm making quite a bit. So I'll show you the fryer part, and then I got to get going on hundreds of them. All right. Cast iron skillet. I have it on a medium flame to get the oil really, really hot. Okay, so my oil is nice and hot. So I'm going to go take one of these, and I'm going to put it in. There you go. You hear it sizzling. So I'll put a few more in. And they brown up really quickly. Once the oil is nice and hot, they actually, brown up pretty nicely. And then You just flip them. I actually dropped the wrapper under the pan. Oh my goodness. All right. Yep. So they brown real quickly. See? Nice and bubbly. And you don't want them too dark, then the kids complain. But yeah. And then when they're done, you just put them in a paper towel, in a pan. I'm using these aluminum trays because I'm bringing them into a party, and I don't expect them back. And so,
and here are the big ones.
Yeah, my process is going to make 100.
Here's the ones that are waiting, and those are the ones that are done, ready for the party.